Fatalities are going up on our roadways.
As the head of Colorado's Office of Mothers Against Drunk Driving,
And we need to do more to help stop drunk and drug driving here.
Fran Lanzer is acutely aware of the problem of repeat DUI offenders. Like Sherry Goodard, with 4 priors, causing a crash that killed Sancy Shaw and injured her daughter Charlie on Christmas Eve. And Todd Grodzinski, with 6 previous DUIs, accused of killing Angela Wimmer. And this week, 9 Wants to Know heard from many of you, wondering what's happening in the state's courtrooms.
And what we want to do is really collect information.
Turns out MADD wants to know too.
What's going on in courtrooms? How are DUI cases being handled?
The project is beginning in Denver, El Paso, and Teller counties, sending volunteers to observe misdemeanor DUI cases.
How does law enforcement testify to the facts of the case? How do prosecutors handle the case? How does a judge handle a case? And we want to make sure that if someone is guilty of DUI, that they're getting to the appropriate countermeasures.
MADD is looking for volunteers now. Among those who've already signed up are Lana and Marty Forey, who lost their son, Arthur Lance, in a drunk driving crash September 10th, 1994. Kevin Vaughn, 9 News.